So my project's about whether humour's an effective coping mechanism in emergency medical staff. I focused on the problems that are faced by them and the coping mechanisms that they use. So obviously there's positive ones and negative ones, so I focused on both of those.
I compared the mechanisms of action of traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine, and I explored whether traditional Chinese medicine can act as an auxiliary therapy to Western medicine in treating non-small cell lung cancer.
My EPQ about is redesigning the hub is by the architect for the project.
My project is about seeing if there's a formula to successfully writing and publishing a fiction novel. And it's about the process through which an author can go about writing a fiction novel if they want to, and how they might be able to go about publishing their fiction novel as well.
It's about how international aid, how effective it's been following recent conflict in Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I've been interested in commercial aeroplanes since primary school, and that's why I want to invest in this topic, because I think having a passion and investing in this research, I think it's better than in a subject that I'm not interested in, and I want to know more about how they affect the environment.
So my EPQ is about the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, and it's also discussing whether I think a new future circular collider should be built.
What I found most interesting is sort of the severity of the issue. Just a couple weeks back there were 3 people in 11 days in the ambulance force in the east of England that committed suicide because of the stress of their job. So I think although it's very upsetting, it's also such a big problem that I think needs to be addressed.
The most interesting thing, I guess, is the number of proteins and molecules we have in our body. So for example, these are all the proteins that we have in our body, which is quite fascinating because I did not know that we had these proteins. And then, for example, E21, it's a protein that it's sort of like a tumor suppressant gene that controls cell division, so it helps and prevents cells from undergoing mutation. So I think it's very interesting.
When I'm older, I'd like to be an architect, as in go on to study architecture. Probably learning how to use AutoCAD and Google SketchUp, which is both programs that you need in university.
I learned that W.H. Smith originally started out as a publishing house. It was one of the first private lending libraries in England, I think. And I found that very interesting because nowadays it's a stationery store.
Before I started, I didn't realise how much of a role the international community had played in it. So I found that really interesting. The background, it all dates back to colonialism and the Bible. It's really interesting.
I found out that commercial aeroplanes do really affect the environment, and in terms of climate change, air pollution and noise pollution, and it does not only affect human beings, and it also affects the wildlife, and it's it will cause hearing loss, and then and many other different symptoms like psychology problems and chronic effects. And I think and measurements have already been taken and investigated to reduce the negative impacts that affect the environment.
Something I found really interesting was that the internet was actually discovered at CERN and founded by CERN. So originally with the Large Hadron Collider, they were trying to find ways to send data from the colliders around CERN to each other, and that's how the internet was born. So now something that millions of people use every day without even thinking about it came as a result of particle accelerators, which is really cool, I think.
Definitely the sense of satisfaction, standing here now and being able to look at that's what I've produced. Yeah, definitely that.
I think the most I enjoyed the most is looking at the mechanisms of action of medicine, because I wanted to do biochemistry in university, and mechanism of action and how medicine interacts with the molecules in our body is sort of linked to biochemistry, and I find it really interesting to see how they interact with each other.
I probably enjoy designing process the most, as in doing the VR and learning how to use Google SketchUp probably, and creating my own design in 3D. Pretty cool.
I really enjoyed the analysis of sources and evaluation sources because I really enjoy that. So really going into detail about what the resource means and what the research is trying to say, and then pulling all those points together into a list of qualities that you should have in a book. That I found very, very interesting and very enjoyable.
I think I enjoyed finding out a lot more about a subject. Like, I don't really have that much depth of knowledge about many other things, so you know what I mean? Like, you just don't really have like all this information about something. So
I quite like the process of researching it, because when I find something that I'm really interested in, I think it does not only enhance my knowledge before the university degree level, but then I also can know something about my interest in this field, because I was planning to study science subjects at university. Having a independent research project before university, I think it's a really good bit for me to prepare myself before the research project that I have to undergo at university.
My favourite part was really learning more about particle physics, because we touched on it in the A-level course, but it meant that I could really learn more about it, and physics isn't something I'm going to study at university. I want to study chemistry, and it meant that I could learn more about something which really